this is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and today we have a pink and purple bracelet. It is pattern 8730 on friendshipbracelets.net. I don't think the camera is really showing how vibrant the pink is, and you can't tell that, you know, comparatively that's a dark purple, which makes the bracelet, I got it here in my hand, it makes the bracelet really kind of pop. Like I said, I somehow feel like the camera's not picking up on that. I'm not sure why that is. If any of you guys are like really knowledgeable on webcams and that kind of stuff, you know, some kind of a, is there something I could be doing different or better? I don't know. But yeah, it's they're really fun colors. It's a really fun bracelet. It's actually a little bit on the difficult side, or at least difficult to find how to get a good segmenting pattern kind of going with it. I kind of experimented around a couple different ways and tried to see what I could do, and I just don't know. I never really felt very comfortable with it for the whole thing. It's not too bad in the sense of how like I guess I never felt like I was getting lost in the pattern. Like, not sure how to describe it. You know how like some patterns you just kind of look at the pattern for a moment, kind of get a vibe, and you just go and you don't have to worry about it. This one had a little bit of that, but at the same time, it's just I don't know, it just doesn't work out as well as some of the other patterns, I guess, at least not for me. Or maybe I just didn't find the right kind of method to get it going and be able to bring it down, because some of the patterns, right, you work a little bit on the right, then you work a little bit on the left, and then back to the right, and it just kind of flows. I constantly felt like I was kind of struggling to get that kind of a feel with this particular pattern, and I'm not quite sure why that is. What it, you know, like if it's like a mathematical, just how the pattern itself is or whatever. But I did my best, and it took me just over an hour, like an hour and 6 minutes or something. It wasn't too terribly bad, but yeah, it was all right. Yeah, you can see here, right? Like I'm trying to bring it down, you know, the longer row, bring it in like almost immediately, and then I can work out the diamond, and like I kind of fiddled with it a lot, and I'm not even 100% sure that I like necessarily found like the easiest path for these things, but like this one for sure wasn't. Like the you have to bring out the other parts, and then I get the longer row for the pink. But yeah, there was a lot of experiment going on and trying to find what worked out best, and while being distracted with watching shows. This one was not from a live stream. This was me just watching some stuff on YouTube and tying knots, which I like doing that a lot. I would probably watch something else, like, you know, maybe Disney or something, but I can't record and have the movies going at the same time. It blacks out the screen, so they're like afraid that I'm like bootlegging it or something. So I don't get to watch a lot of good stuff necessarily while I'm working, and it seems like I'm working all the time. Kind of thinking about that like here lately, like but yeah, I get to watch YouTubes and whatever else. A lot of times though, I do this on stream. Like that's the other bonus, is that I can basically I can record and talk to people, you know. So I open up the live streams a couple, 2-3 times a week, unless there's other important things going on, which occasionally that happens. But yeah, I make it available for, check it out, Patreon supporters and YouTube members. What a segue, right? But yeah, those guys can come and hang out and talk with me while I'm working. And yeah, sometimes it gets kind of fun and interesting. Other times I'm just trying to help them figure out a good pattern or how to, I guess one of them was all about how to make a sleeve for a laptop. So that's that was kind of fun. That was an in-depth figuring out, like, well, what do you want it to look like and how big, and you know, how to use the math to determine how many strings need to go into that. And yeah, a lot of good stuff there. Not everybody is into making the bags though. I get it. You know, if you want smaller patterns, you want patterns like this, I'm here to let you know that, like, yeah, this one, not the easiest. No. If you're looking for easy ones, I have a whole playlist dedicated to easier patterns. This was not one of those. It's still pretty. It's a really pretty pattern. Any two contrasting colors will do. I just kind of went with pink and purple because I thought that would be kind of a fun kind of a pop. It kind of reminds me of something, but I can't quite put my fingers on. Very like 80s. Oh, like maybe like from the 80s Trapper Keepers or something like that, because like these two colors, really something. But yeah. So this makes a couple bracelets in a row that haven't been that easy. And kind of coming into this, I tried to make the doubling the patterns easy, but the patterns themselves weren't that easy. So you kind of is what it is, right? I made it the videos to show you that doubling it doesn't take a whole lot of work. Like, in fact, some of the videos were actually really short. Like, I'm not even sure like if that kind of helps me with the whole YouTube thing, having videos being actually as short as that. But yeah, they actually, the patterns themselves just come together really nice and easy. It's the sitting down and actually trying to do all the knots that got to be challenging, like seriously. And you can see like that, for me, doing that one row kind of makes sense. It also kind of helped like make sure that like I was less likely to make mistakes, I guess. Once I got into a pattern, like a rhythm of like putting it together, once I found a way of doing it that sort of made sense, just kind of keep doing that again and again and again. Even if it's not necessarily the easiest or the most efficient, if it makes sense and keeps you from making mistakes, yeah, do that for sure. But definitely try to segment. Not like the people who just do a straight row, like they're coming down candy stripe and changing directions as necessary. Like if that's your style of doing the knots, I definitely recommend learning how to segment, learn how to do an area at a time. It'll go so much faster and be so much easier. And you'll notice like in the bracelet itself will come out looking nicer. It's just a fact. It's just, that's how a lot of us who've been making bracelets for a long time, we definitely do the segmenting. But yeah, this is one of those ones that like I don't know where I am in the pattern. There is no. This happened with the one from the other couple days ago. There is no middle spot where the pattern changes up. So what I did was I basically set timers and recorded like, segments of this, and then after 1 hour figure out where I'm at, and then decide like, okay, count out how many spaces, how much more do I need, and figure it out from there. Because yeah, it doesn't change in the middle. I know that I'll do a lot of patterns that do that. But again, I was just trying to show like the easiest way of doubling the pattern, not necessarily making it, you know, enhanced or different or whatever. So no, it's just the same continuing pattern all the way through the whole thing. And I double checked because there was a minute there I got worried. I thought for sure I was gonna go too far and mess it up, and like really kind of piece it apart because I'm going down the pattern like no, still the same. So yeah. Not a whole lot else I can kind of tell you about it. It's like I said, though, it is a good looking pattern. It is a lot of fun. If you make it, you can share that with me over on Discord. Always like to see what other people are up to and what kind of colors you guys choose. Oh yeah. After doing it so many times, I still ended up. So the pink ones always kind of bounced in at the edges, and yeah, so basically I messed that one up. And I thought about the possibility of like stopping the recording and then like undo the knot. Like, yeah, it doesn't matter. You guys can see. I think it's like the only time I had a mistake in this whole bracelet, but I guess that was just me getting really comfortable with the way that the whole pattern was coming along and not paying attention. And yeah, I mean, if you're making a lot of mistakes, maybe it's time to turn off the YouTube, right? Or whatever else you might be watching. I guess there's other stuff. Do people still watch television? I don't know. I haven't watched a television unless I was in a hotel in like years. Just I wish I could tell how much further there was. Like there's no indicator anywhere in here to be able to kind of, you know, oh, I'm halfway or I'm this, you know. The indicator will be when I start putting the strings off to the sides and indicating that I'm in that final part where it comes down in a V shape. But yeah. Oh, the two dots in the middle. I wasn't sure. I kind of thought that it would look like a little part of a line or something. I don't even know what to think about those. It's kind of funny to me because I kind of knew that like they're close enough, you know, that they're kind of almost touching, and it wouldn't necessarily look like dots like it does into the pattern. But it's not really like a line, and it's sort of, it's kind of like a cartoonish pig nose ish, I guess. I don't know. I don't, and I'm not even like sold that like that was like a great idea to have included in the pattern. Alternatively, I think it might have been more fun if you could have had like a bigger purple diamond inside of that or something. But I don't think that really kind of works out because where the pink is at the top part there. So like this was kind of like just making them the best of what is there. But yeah, I don't know. It definitely makes it different though. It made the overall thing kind of interesting, and I don't know how to describe it. If you have a good description for that besides a pig's toes, tell me what you think it looks like, because the two little dots are kind of neat. Oh, still looking for people to send me some patterns for Blindside Creations. I just need the pattern number, the number of strings, and which website the pattern number comes from. And maybe we can do some more of those, because to me those are a lot of fun. Like those are fun because coming into it and not having an idea in advance really kind of makes it interesting for me, at least. Oh hey, this is the end. guys, thanks for hanging out with me. And again, as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.